like I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll,
you already have it on the screen too.
peso,
Well, y'all can
add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Epic Podcast. We are back in the house again with it's just us three again, man. You know, we still missing Justin.
We can't even call Justin's PTO no more. That boy got FMLA.
I mean, hey, I don't want y'all to think. Look, Justin is still a part of the podcast. It's a rough time right now.
It's what y'all want to think.
It's gonna be like a trade deadline before Buddy post up.
Man,
we about to Cam Akers that boy.
Man,
for a trade swap, nigga. What?
Look, man. It is. These volleyball streets are real. We pushed this back a half an hour because my daughter had a game today. So like I said, I am deep in these volleyball streets now, so I understand. But nonetheless, man, you got the three musketeers today, man. It's me, Ike, and Jared. Yeah, man, we're gonna get it started, man. I would ask how y'all weekends was, but I feel like every time I ask that question, then we just go.
I can't remember.
Right? You can't remember. Ike most of the time don't remember either.
What was the weekend? There was a weekend.
See, there it is. All right, y'all. Same old, man. I did buy the wife a new car this weekend, so.
Oh, nice.
She has a new car.
Money bags.
No,
man.
No.
Y'all got the whole front is like the dash is like a touchscreen and all that stuff.
It's a 2020. It's not that fancy. It's a tad bit fancier what she had. A Jeep Compass, you know. It's just,
Money bag Vern.
She wanted an SUV, so we made that happen. It ain't money bag nothing, man. This I'm broke. I'll be struggling. I know it don't seem like it.
I don't believe
it. Yeah, I know nobody does. Apparently, she doesn't either because she got a new car. And I'm still driving the 2007 Honda. I just want to let everybody know that.
Yeah, that's a 2007. It was good for 2007.
See, to the naked eye.
Yeah,
she had her car she had before was a 2015, and I was an 07, and now she's got a 2020, and I'm still in the 07. So. I'll let everybody soak that in. But nonetheless, man, it's cool, man. As long as she happy, I'm happy. And it was going to happen anyway. But nonetheless, that was my weekend.
I still can't remember what I did this weekend. I've been sitting here this whole time trying to run back my mind and figure out what it is. I have no idea. I watch football. I know that. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Football is always the part of
Sunday, for sure.
Okay. Well, since you watch football this weekend, let's start with college football, man. Not really much to talk about per se. I just wanted to get to the rankings. I think it's about time for us to deal with these rankings. Yeah, if I can bring up the right logo, because we ain't talking about football right now. Hide. All right. Yeah, man. So top 10 right now, we got Georgia at 1. Well, let's start with 10. We got Oregon at 10, which they meet Colorado this weekend. That ought to be a good game. This will really test. I feel like Colorado to really see where they at. I mean, sure. They played TCU, which I feel like TCU was a test. They played Nebraska. Like I said, established historic team, but not as good as they used to be. And then Colorado State gave them a run for their money, but that was also without Travis Hunter for most of the game. So, they still pulled that out. Oregon is a whole nother beast, man. I feel like with them being ranked 10, they got the quarterback. They like a really, really established program. Been good for the past couple of years. I think this is a real test. I think if you knock Oregon off, that moves you up in the tier of college football as far as how people view you. I think. What do you think, Jared?
I still feel like it's gonna be, if they win in, but they're gonna lose to USC. Like it's gonna keep going on and on and on because people don't like Prime. People don't like
I
what he's
do.
doing. People don't like how boisterous he is. So it's just gonna keep going. They'll be 10-0. I'm not saying they will be, but they could if they were 10-0. People, they're gonna lose a national championship. Just shut up and watch the show. I'm getting sick of the people like the what do you call them,
The
backward
naysayers.
comments and backward compliments. It's just like just be quiet.
Yeah,
But I mean, it is going to be a good game. But like I said, I thought they were going to lose to TCU, so that was a test that they, on the road first game, like your
absolutely.
whole rosters, there, like, that was a test. You know what I'm saying? So to say this is going to be a test is true, whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. Bo Nix is not a quarterback that I have any kind of trust in. Like, I don't even know. I'm not sold on Bo Nix, which is
Okay.
Oregon's quarterback for the viewers that don't know. But it is
I
what it
mean, they
is.
3-0 right now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. Let me let's see. Who did they play? I don't if you can
I know
recall.
Portland State was one of the teams that they beat the sleeves off of them. It was like 81-7 or something like that. But other than
Yeah,
that, I don't know who else they played.
I'm
Off the top
pulling up.
of
We're gonna look right now. They beat. Yeah, they beat Portland State 81-7.
Yeah,
They
that's
beat
nuts.
they beat Texas Tech in a close one. It was 38-30, but
And
that
I
was
don't even
at
think
Texas
Texas
Tech.
Tech is any good.
Uh, I mean they hung in there. Hawaii, they blew out Hawaii 55-10. So
Wise trash. So we'll see. I mean,
we'll see.
it'll more than likely be a good game. But I think that Colorado actually does have the athletes and the firepower to hang up, to keep it close. But that I don't know if y'all watched the game, but they had this goal line package that they call Rick Ross. Did anybody hear that?
I didn't
No,
hear it. I watched the game, but I didn't hear him say that.
Okay, so they had like this little I formation, and they had number 36 was the running back. Dude hadn't touched the. I haven't seen him on the field all year. They need to get rid of that. Get rid of that. They need to keep that offense working because if you notice when they had the ball inside like the 10 or the 5, the offense kind of got stagnant. Like keep doing what you're doing that got you all the way down the field. Get rid of that Rick Ross formation, whatever that bullshit was. Get rid of that. Don't ever do that again.
man. Okay, so at 9 we got Notre Dame. We got 8. We got Washington State, or just Washington. Sorry, not Washington
I was
State.
gonna say, damn.
Washington.
Okay.
uh, we got Penn State at 7. Of course, your Ohio State Buckeyes at 6. We got USC at 5. Florida State at 4. Texas at 3. Michigan at 2. And of course, Georgia still number 1. Texas went up 1. Florida went down 1 from last week.
Florida
Oregon went.
Florida went down or Florida
Florida
State.
State, my fault. Florida State,
I
sorry,
tell you what
went
though,
down 1.
there's a lot of teams that look suspect this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Georgia had an off game. Florida State had an off game. Um, who else? There's another one of those teams you just mentioned that had an off game. I mean, I'm talking about like really like yeah. So I mean,
yeah. I
that's
mean, there's been
welcome.
movement all over the place, man. Tennessee dropped 12 spots by losing. Alabama, we dropped 3 spots. I mean, we won, but I mean that loss to
Yeah,
Texas hurt
that was
us.
another team that kind of looked like,
Yeah,
damn, really?
yeah. But it's the
It's
quarterback
so
play. We barely
it's so
winning.
odd. It's so odd to me seeing Alabama
Alabama,
not,
yep. Just
dominate. It's
dominating.
like 3-3, like shit. It was like 3-3 halftime, wasn't it?
Yep.
Against South Florida University. Of
Yeah.
South Florida. I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
So
Um,
it's gonna be a tough road. If we squeak into the playoffs, man, hopefully we get it together by then. Hopefully
yeah.
we figure it out
At the
because
end of the day,
playing the way we
Alabama
play,
only has one loss, so anything is
yeah.
possible.
Oh yeah. And there's a lot of undefeated teams, but that's gonna change. I
Y'all
mean,
get to the SEC championship, knock off Georgia. Y'all gonna be in that
oh
thing.
yeah, we'd be good. Oh, we do that, then we won't have any worries. But
And
the way we
Georgia
playing
don't
now,
really, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's I don't see any dominant teams right now in college
Right.
football. Like as we normally would see around this time, or be like, okay, the way they playing, even Michigan looks suspect. Texas, even in their wins, they don't look dominant.
Yeah, that
Uh,
game was like 10-10 late against who
yeah,
did they play? They played somebody really weak. I'm like, yo, what's
and
going
I
on?
mean they never look dominant. I mean
They
in the
played
Alabama,
Wyoming. I'm like, I mean, the final score was 31-10, but in the fourth quarter, I think it was 10-10,
yeah,
13-10, something like that. Like that is dumb.
they pulled away late.
Right.
But like I said, it's not dominant wins. Like you dominating the whole game,
Yeah.
and So like I said, it's going to be interesting this year to see how it goes. But yeah, I don't really see anybody that's truly dominant um, at this point. But it's early. We only 3 or 4 games in. Most teams
Right.
3 games in. So we got a lot to be desired. I mean, we got a lot of football left, man. We got 4 5 months of football left. So moving forward on to the grown man's league. Let's talk about their power rankings, man. Right now, it's early, still super early. Um, what do y'all think, man? We got outside of Ike, Jared. What do you think? You know what Ike
I'm
think.
looking at them here. I mean I don't see
You
nothing that jumps.
disagree?
Nah, I mean nah, not for the most part. I'm just
Oh.
worried about the quarterback play this year. I don't know what's going on. Like, ain't nobody really like going off for real like that. Like it's a little like
I'll be honest.
Dak
I
isn't.
I don't
I mean,
know.
Jalen Hurts has been okay. Dak ain't really done much. Kirk Cousins has actually been pretty decent. Josh Allen, his first game was like, bro, what are you on? Like Lamar Jackson's been super solid and consistent, but I mean, he's not blowing away the box score either. Joe Burrow, that speaks for itself. It's
I
crazy.
mean, yeah. I mean, if you really look at these teams, I agree with that. No dominant. I mean, to look at these power rankings and see New Orleans at number 10.
That's
Like,
crazy.
what
That's
you call?
crazy.
Oh boy, he hasn't been playing the best. Like, he hasn't had the best games. It's been their defense.
Yeah, but it's been
Uh,
that since Breeze has been gone. I mean,
right.
they've been resting on. I mean, even when Breeze was there, when they did win the Super Bowl, they had a good defense to go along with it.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I
And their
mean, they're resting
defense
on
is
their
still
laurels.
pretty solid, but
Right, right.
you
But
got to
I'm
get
just saying we were
something
just
from the
talking about
offense.
quarterback play, and
Yeah.
I'm just like looking at these teams. If I had to pick a team right now, as far as quarterback play that's playing the best, I would probably have to pick uh Trevor Lawrence right now out of all of them.
Damn, really?
That's been playing the best. As
I'm
far as
saying
this, huh?
he didn't look that great against. Hell, he didn't look that great last week. I mean, didn't they have like what 6 points or
Yeah, like
something
I
going in the
don't know
quarter?
about
Like,
that. I
I
mean,
mean, they
Tua's
lost that
been
game 17 to
Tua's
what
been doing
6?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm looking at this, and I think KC is only on there because they won the Super Bowl last year. If we're talking about power rankings from this year,
Yeah,
Kansas
they don't
City
look
has
that hot
not
either.
looked good either, honestly. And that's offensively, they've not looked good. And that's where you expect them to
Mhm.
actually look like a top power team. They've actually won. Well, they won the last game really more so based off of the defense. I mean, it was great that they got their DN back to be able to get some pressure, on the quarterback. And I mean, I think that was a good piece of why they looked the way that they looked against the Jags. You can say the first week, well, he didn't have Kelsey, but when we're talking about Mahomes, we're always talking about being able to move the ball against anybody. Now, the first game, you can't say that that's not Mahomes' fault because there was a ton of drops. Like Darius Tony, I think, dropped 3 balls
He
by himself.
he had more
So,
than that.
but I mean,
Like key
still, they
drops. It
haven't
was
looked
they had
great.
3 key drops. Yes, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
they,
sorry.
they haven't looked great offensively for me to be like, yo, they should be number 2 on this list. Like, for me, I think I would move them back.
Hmm. I mean, you look at in New Orleans, who would have thought they would have been, 2-0. So I mean, it's still early, but I definitely can't disagree with anything that you said.
Yeah. I mean, this has been a rough start to the NFL season. Good games, by all means. Like the games have been great, but it hasn't been like you said. I don't. Nobody's been dominating to the point where you're like, okay, I see separation defensive wise, like you said, with Kansas City. Not Kansas City, but San Francisco, Philly, Dallas defense. Like I see that separation. Baltimore, even Detroit's playing better as far as defensively. Like so, I see that in New Orleans. Like I see that separating them from the pack. But it's this is going to be one of them seasons where we may not start seeing the top teams separate till maybe we get in double digit weeks.
Yeah,
Um,
these offenses gonna have to start getting creative, man, because these defenses are just they locking in, like they dropping two safeties, and they compacting everything. Like you ain't gonna see too many things downfield, and I think that's one of the things that's getting to these quarterbacks as well. Like And what really alarms me is like, man, there's only one quarterback that has played like the full game, played the full games, that has less passing yards than Joe Burrow right now. That's crazy. The only other two, and that's Bryce Young. The only other two are Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew. But obviously, AR got hurt. Like that's that's beyond crazy to me. But I mean, then you got Jalen Hurts at 26. So I don't know. I don't know. And that's yardage. If I didn't make myself clear. That's crazy. These stats so far, these first 2 weeks are wild. Like
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is fourth in passing yards.
Yeah.
That's
But you
crazy.
also got to look at attempts too and completion percentage, and there's a
I
bunch
mean,
of other things
yeah,
that tells
like
a story. I mean,
I
because a lot of times
mean,
when you're losing, you throw the ball a lot, try to catch up, especially if the
I mean,
game is, within two
definitely,
scores.
yeah, I definitely get that. But I'm still talking about output, like just
Yeah.
because, like, even if your team goes 16-0 and you've only had to throw for 150 yards a game, guess who's not getting MVP?
Right.
Like, so it's like, what I'm
No,
saying, like
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
still kind of play a little bit. But I totally get what you're saying though. And it's like I said, it's early. All this stuff's probably gonna flip, but we'll see.
Right. So, like I said, we got an audio. We got people listening to audio too. So I guess we gotta let them know. So we got New Orleans at 10, Jacksonville at 9. We got Detroit at 8. We got Buffalo at 7. We had Baltimore at 7. Sorry, Buffalo at 6. Miami at 5. Dallas at 4. Philly at 3. Kansas City at 2. And San Fran at
I
1.
think Miami should be higher too. I think
I,
Miami's better
Actually, I
than
think
Dallas.
Miami and Dallas
I
should be
I
higher than
I
Philly.
think Phil. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think maybe you put. I say you put Dallas at 2, Miami at 3,
Man,
and put
hmm.
Philly and KC. Put KC at 3 and Philly at 4. I mean at 5.
Dallas offense, Dallas offense don't scare you.
Only and no, and I only say that because when the defense is playing so dominant, you don't need a high powered offense.
All
You
right.
just I'm just saying right now.
No.
Now,
Yeah, I feel you,
Yeah,
but
because
but
they really
my
we
whole
know
thing
how
like,
Dallas gets. Like I said, the closer
man,
you get to the playoffs, the more you'll see the real Dallas.
one
Like, and they
injury.
haven't played nobody but the Giants and the Jets. So
True.
that right there, with the Jets not being a high powered offense anymore, without with Wilson back there, you never know what's gonna happen. And then the Giants, you just don't know what you're gonna get with
When did
them.
Dallas and the Eagles play? That's what I want to see.
That's right. When you see them up against Philly, when they start playing these tougher teams, even I would even say Washington has been playing very good. Their offense so far, even though, like I said, we only 2 games in, but
oh,
they look good.
brings
Huh?
me back to something I was going to ask y'all.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think KC is missing Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I mean,
ooh.
it's 2 games in, so I mean, you don't want to overly like say, oh well, but their offense doesn't look as good as it did, obviously with him in it, and the Commanders' offense actually looks a lot better than it did within. I mean, since what Robert Griffin. Well, I guess maybe you could say Kirk Cousins when he was just kind of slinging it all over the place and getting franchise tag money. Uh, but I don't know, man. To me, I'm gonna give it some more time. But it's a little early thought that they kind of look like they might be missing EP. He might have needed a little more credit than he was given.
to keep it 100, I mean, I think week one they didn't look too bad. I feel like if they'd had Kelsey, then they would have been all right. I didn't watch too much a game, the second game, because it wasn't on national TV, and I was watching my boys get sacrificed, while that game was on. So I can't honestly say that I've really watched, but I mean the first game, I don't think they looked bad. The first game, I could be wrong.
The drops were crucial the first game,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And,
I
and,
forgot
and
about that. Those drops were crazy. Like nobody's winning with that shit.
yeah,
That was
Kadarius
nuts.
Toney
And it's
probably
so
That
uncharacteristic.
was crazy. They
It's
kept dropping
they
balls.
really like that really doesn't happen like for the Kansas City Chiefs anyway. So
Yeah, that's nuts.
I don't think you put Eric Bieniemy. I mean, he doesn't. I don't think he affects the receivers dropping the ball, and very key moments because usually in those key moments, those receivers usually come up big, even if they're not doing a lot throughout the game. Usually, Kelsey and Mahomes get you to where you need to be,
Yeah.
and usually down the stretch, one or two of those receivers come up with big catches to put them in position to win. But like you said, against Detroit, it was a lot of drops. But do we not give the Lions any credit? Because I mean, that is a pretty new defense with a new coordinator that played very well against them. So, I mean, with a whole summer to prepare just for the Kansas City Chiefs to show that type of I don't know, I don't even really want to say moxie against them.
That was a good ass game though. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
that's what I'm
that.
saying. It was a good game. Like I don't
Definitely.
I don't chalk it up to Eric Bieniemy or the Kansas City beating themselves. I think Detroit really played well also for a
Right.
Detroit.
And then with Andy Reid being the offensive genius that he is, like
Yeah,
it was never in me to be like, hey, that's all Eric Bieniemy. Like, I mean, Andy
yeah.
Reid is a offensive genius as well. So, I mean,
But
He
sometimes
is,
it takes two, and it takes bouncing ideas off each other, and
but
somebody to maybe Eric Bieniemy was that guy who, hey, maybe Andy Reid drew up the play, and then he like,
mm,
hey, Eric, what you think? And then
yeah,
Eric may have modified, hey, what if we don't send him on the post? What if we do an in and out, send him on the corner instead? That's what they would be expecting. You know what I mean? Like, what if we
yeah.
switch it up? You know what I mean? Maybe he's the editor. You know what I mean of the whole thing,
Yeah,
and
you
maybe
many
you
teams
don't have.
actually make adjustments? That's crazy.
yeah,
I think
core,
I
core
really
concept,
Read
brother.
and react? That's nuts.
Core
that's what I'm saying.
concept.
I think Airbnb may have just been that ear to Andy Reid, like, hey,
Nah,
what about
you
this?
probably right. I can
You know
see
what I
that.
mean?
I can
You
see
never
that.
know. You never know.
Well,
But,
and I mean, again, I'm jumping the gun. It's 2 games in, of course, but I mean, it's something that one, I just want to be the first one to say it, but also like there was a ton of people who were like giving Andy Reid all the credit and basically saying that
oh,
that's a good reason as to why Eric Green wasn't getting any of these head coaching jobs, and that he may be at least grabbing some credit. Again, the season has to continue to go, and if we see, I guess his success is not really going to have anything to do with KC's offense as long as the Commanders keep looking like they are offensively and actually running the ball, which didn't seem like they wanted to do at all last year. Uh, but I mean, look, if I'm Eric, I'm over here like, hey man, I try to tell you.
I try to tell you,
I
hey.
tell you.
I mean, I agree with that. Like, I don't think one affects the other, but it's also like you said, it's one of them things where you can kind of sit back at Eric Bieniemy and be like, hey, look, hey, we just put up 38. You know what I mean? Like we've been scoring. Well, I don't know what they scored the week after, but I mean, they pulled out a tough game against Denver, who gave them all they can handle on the last second Hail Mary. Like you still pull out something like that. Like I mean, even everything that's been
Oh,
said about Eric Bieniemy. Oh my gosh, come on!
I was
Like
trying to hold it together. Like,
man,
yeah.
everything that's been said about him, like
Oh,
even from like past players that played on Kansas City, and then like the noise in the offseason about him coaching hard, and the players actually complaining to
that's crazy.
Rivera about being coached hard, which I think is crazy. Like you said, crazy. And then like now, it working in a sense. You kind of seeing, like we said, we're only 2 weeks in, so we are completely overreacting right now. But to see it kind of flourishing a little bit there, especially with a quarterback that nobody thought would work and believe that they should get someone else. So,
They still should, but it's all good.
I mean, hey,
We're not
it is
going
what
to.
it is.
Look,
Sometimes you just gotta stick with your guy. I mean, you know how GMs are. They want to down they sword. If you're gonna fire me, you're gonna fire me with my guys playing. So
Hey, I got something for y'all. What do y'all think the Jets should do at the quarterback position? I'll give my opinion. Why won't they call New Orleans and see how to get Jameis Winston? Because I feel like all you need is somebody. You don't even need anybody necessarily that won't turn the ball over. You just need somebody who can get you some touchdowns. So it's almost like you can even deal with somebody who gonna throw some picks here and there. Like you just need somebody that's gonna score. Because I feel like the Jets defense can kind of mask for the turnovers, but if they just had a gunslinger in there, somebody who can just get some touchdowns, I think the Jets is because I mean they still have a fire team. Like you got 2 good running backs, you got wideouts, you got a defense. Just get a
um,
quarterback that can do something.
I think with that, and this is my opinion on it. I think with that, to like, if you were gonna do that, I think you would have did it like if you didn't believe in Wilson. First off, this dude has been the ultimate distraction. Like I know you drafted him. He was a number one
Two
pick,
overall, yeah.
number two. Yeah, like you top five pick, and like you kind of want to see what happens. Because like you said, like I said, like GMs they ride with their guys. It's so hard for GMs to especially to get rid of a number one draft pick, especially at the
Right,
QB position. It's just hard for them to do that, to part with them.
right.
But with that, it's
Yeah,
like
not if you.
right. No, absolutely. No, but I mean, the
Justin
whole
probably got like
another
a week,
situation,
2 weeks.
right? But when you do that, it's like somebody who already having confident issues and behavior issues and all that stuff. You chose to keep him around. You know what I mean, for whatever reason. And now he gets a chance, which nobody expected it, but then it happens all of a sudden. You throw him in there, and now you go grab somebody. Now it's like now he like, all right, y'all kept me around. Like I know I probably didn't deserve the shot, but then the shot comes and you show me you still don't believe in me. Like get rid of me. You should just got rid of me. Let me go cut me or whatever. Like I just feel like, do you want to create that noise again with Wilson?
Yes,
Yes.
dude. From a Jets fan,
Yes.
That's
absolutely,
just me.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
The touchdown he threw was
It
really
should have
close
been
to being
interception.
an interception. Like if it happened, if Garrett Wilson didn't have amazing hands and the defender just really mistimed
Missed it,
the
yeah.
ball, like that was definitely a pick. It just
Okay.
happened to go through.
And before you go, Ike, I just want to say I agree with y'all. I think they should get someone else. But I'm just thinking from an organization standpoint, how they're probably looking at it and why they won't. But go ahead.
That's crazy. Yeah, this is
I
like, and with the way that team is constructed, like I said earlier, it's just like, man, they don't even need anybody
You
perfect.
can get a Carson
You,
Wentz.
you
You can
exactly.
get you can get somebody who can manage the game. You need
You
a
have a
manager.
lot of room for error the way the Jets are currently built. You just gotta score.
Yep, you ain't got to.
Exactly.
You don't need a and you don't need a gunslinger. You don't need somebody that's gonna take a bunch of chances. You need a game manager. You need somebody who can come in
And
there and can
I feel
diminish
like
the
the way
game.
they're constructed, you could put a game.
You could put a gunslinger in there, yes, but I mean, is Wilson not that? He's pretty much a gunslinger. He throws the ball
Gunslinger.
all over the
I
field.
kind
Like
of, I kind of,
he puts the ball in harm's way
my
quite
definition of a
often.
gunslinger is, yeah, they will turn the ball over, but they're gonna score
They're
too.
gonna get you some yards.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like
They gonna push the ball
I think more
downfield.
Brett
Okay,
Favre
yeah,
when
yeah,
when I
more
think
less than,
gunslinger.
but like
when
Brett
he done
Favre
threw
light,
almost as
but
many
not like
interceptions
Yeah.
as touchdowns. I
but,
got you. I get you. I
So
mean, yeah, a Winston's. I
a
mean,
Jameis
it's a
Winston,
lot
I
of
think
guys.
would
It's
be
a lot of guys out
fire,
there.
right? And you could get him for nothing. I'm pretty sure a fourth rounder would do it.
Or even
Fourth,
like, I
third,
mean, I
fourth
just
and
look at like a
third,
Bridgewater. Like, there's guys out there, a Brissett, a
for
Jacoby
sure,
Brissett.
for
Like,
sure.
there's guys out there that could service you. And I heard that Aaron Rodgers is not totally. If they make it to the playoffs, he could possibly be back if they make it to the second round.
Yeah,
That's what I
It's
hear.
he's probably
physically
not do that.
impossible.
He's 40. That's
I look.
With a
unless he
I
got
complete tear of his
look.
Achilles, it's physically impossible.
HGH.
I'm just reporting what was said.
That's crazy. He's tripping. He's
I'm
wilding.
not saying this, so don't
Yeah.
kill the messages.
Crazy. That's not
But
happening.
hey,
But
whatever.
when it comes to like the Zach Wilson thing, like so, I'm with you, Jared, because I'm think about the game last week. Like Dallas defense played extremely well. How different is that game if they can at least move, even if you could just move the ball to the other
Yep.
side of the field,
Yep.
and that takes away one to go back to what Jared said, like concern with Dallas offense because they were working on their side of the field most of the game
Right.
and were getting field goals. So imagine if either you're able to get to the opposite side of the field and make the offense drives longer, or get yourself some field goals. The game
Cut down on some of the
yeah,
possessions for the Cowboys.
the
Like,
game
yep.
looks completely different. And look, you already gave up on Zach Wilson. You put in White Mike last year for a couple of games because
Right.
you had to, and the offense
But he
looked
hasn't
way better.
advanced at all.
I agree.
Looks like the same
In
guy.
the 3 years he's been there, he has not been good.
He's the same guy. That's crazy.
So
He's
they
right
play. Okay, then. So let's look at it from this angle. Then let's look at this week coming up. They play New England. They play New England, which
That's
is
probably gonna
which
be
is
L.
a team that they're used to seeing. They're also Belichick is probably one of the best defensive minds ever. So whatever you think you can do, they're gonna take that away. Like, if any time was a time to get somebody, I think it would be now.
Bro. I'm almost, y'all know how I hate Andy Dalton. but I'm almost close to saying the Jets just go get Andy, bro. Because
I would, but
Andy
you know
will
what?
give
I
you
think
something. He gonna give you
I
more
don't
than
think
Zach
nobody
Wilson.
would be mad at that though, Jared. I don't
Like
think
he's
anybody would
gonna
be mad.
give you something, like
Absolutely.
something.
Absolutely. I wouldn't. I don't think anybody would be mad at that. Like you said, there's a ton of guys out there that, I mean, there's viable options that can tie you over. And like you said, with that run game, but the only thing is the offensive line. Like if the offensive line was a tad bit better, the run and
Mhm.
you can like really pound the ball between Brees Holmes and Dalvin Cook, which for some reason Dalvin Cook looked like he forgot to play how to play football
Man,
because he looks totally
hey, these
discombobulated in
owners
every
is
carry that he done
owners is
had.
winning, bro.
Huh?
They've been like, nah, I ain't paying you, and then these running backs go out
Yeah,
there and they Ezekiel Elliott. Like,
yeah. Fumbling they first 2-3 carries,
man,
like
I feel
that ain't
bad
the way to
for
get
them,
it.
but the owners
Um,
is guessing right, man. They
Yeah,
call
they
it.
really are, and all of them are injured now. Like you look
Yeah,
at Saquon's injured, Nick
yep,
Chubb's injured now.
yep.
Like
Jonathan
a lot of
Taylor.
these guys who, yep, Jonathan, like a lot of guys who was fighting for money. Now 2 weeks in, y'all hurt. But
Yep.
also on the flip side, for the running backs, that's the reason why they want their money because we have the highest risk of getting
Yeah.
hurt. Like
Wait,
we get hit more than
that's bad.
anybody.
That's a bad business tactic though.
It
Like
is
It
though, but
is,
my
bro.
that's
body,
a
but
terrible. I get it. I
It's
feel
assumption
that,
of risk at this
but
point,
that's
bro.
a
right,
terrible
right,
negotiation like
You
strategy.
should
That
have
is
played a
terrible.
different position. Is what they gonna tell you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
like
I
that's
agree, but I'm just saying,
you're
like
gonna get
it's
hurt, so we
on
want you to
both
pay
sides.
us. Like, nah, that's not
Like
right.
not we getting hurt, but it's like we hit more than we hit. Only
And the
people that
owners
hit
is
more
probably
than
like,
us
we
is
know,
only people that
And
hit
that's why we
more.
ain't
Yeah,
paying you.
yeah,
we
yeah.
know. That's why we're not paying you. We know
Right.
you're putting the pieces of the puzzle together for us. Like,
Exactly.
oh,
Y'all right.
it's
All
tough.
right.
That's a
Well,
you proving
let's
my point scenario.
Right. Like,
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
everything you said is right, sir. We're
Okay.
not paying you. Thank you. Good
All
day.
right. Well, we gonna move on to our next segment, man. Which is y'all know what it's time for. Talk your shit, man.
Man, bro.
Too bad Justin isn't here to defend his Ravens.
Defend them
Um,
against what? Like
I mean, I'm just
they
saying. Well, it was a 3-point game. I mean, that's a conversation for y'all to have. You know what I mean?
nah, it really was to me, it wasn't even really that close. Like we didn't stop the Ravens at all. Like at any point of the game that we bro. My
Go
boy
ahead. Go
gonna
ahead.
hate
This
me.
is your
Like,
time. Talk your
yeah,
shit.
bro, it's looking ugly in Cincinnati, bro. Like I am not one of them optimistic, super overly optimistic fellas. Like I call it how I see it every single time, and like our defense is nothing. Like they're not doing anything. We're not getting any pressure. We still can't make tackles. We're not defending anybody. Like the secondary is dropping in the zones, just leaving wide open gaps. Like guys are having a field day with our defense. Pause. Um, that's just not. That's not. It's not conducive to winning, man. I honestly don't know what's going on. I can't even begin to tell y'all what. I mean, guys are doing what they want. Like Lamar Jackson did exactly what he wanted against us. The run game, the pass game, just it was a free for all. So I don't know. I mean I know, but as far as what I think that they're capable of fixing, I don't know. Now, if it was up to me, there's definitely some things I would do. I would cut some guys first and foremost.
Man, here you go. Defund the
Yeah,
team.
Who you
Hey,
He
cutting?
quick. He
bro,
going.
I'm gonna
Week
ask y'all
two.
a question. I'm gonna
Week
ask y'all a
two. You
question.
already talking about cutting.
And answer me though. If you're making a 53, fuck that. If y'all making a 200-man team, what people from the Bengals defense are you putting on that team? Go.
I'll be honest. I don't even know anybody.
I don't even know enough players to even start
Well, I
that
mean that
argument.
kind of proves my point. Like, cause ain't none of them making no noise, bro. Ain't none of them worth a damn. Like some, I'm answering for y'all. Y'all not picking any of them. So that kind of that is what it is. Oh.
What about the
Point per
offense
game.
though?
The offense is just struggling, man. But it's the play call, and then people want to say, "Oh, Burrow's hurt, bro." Like, no, you don't have to be mobile to be a nice quarterback. Like, I mean, it's just like the routes are crazy. I saw a Jamar Chase route tree. Right, there's nothing across the middle. Everything is just like it looked like a V. All the routes were just to the sideline. There was like no comebacks. You watch the Bengals, you're not gonna see no comebacks, no slants, no screens, no streaks. Like, what are we doing? Like I don't understand. I don't get it, and I don't know. I don't
Well,
get it.
your offense is ranked 32nd right now, and your
It's
defense is ranked 28th.
trash. And it's like
Passing is
people say
30th, and rushing
the
is
running
28th.
game isn't, but I mean, 13 rushes for 56 yards. I think it was almost identical the first 2 weeks. I mean, what opportunities is he getting? And then we're always down, so we're passing a ton, but guys aren't getting open. Guys aren't running real routes. You can't even blame it on the offensive line, man. We've been sacked 3 times this year. Last year, we was probably already sacked 10 times through the first 2 weeks. So it's like you can't even blame the offensive line. Like, it's coaching, it's preparation, it's all that. Defense is just out there. Linebackers suck. We only play 2 linebackers as it is. It's all bad, bro.
Okay. All right, man.
Big dubs for the Colts, though, bro. I see
Hey, man.
y'all.
How we? Hey, hey. Oh,
Big
I'm
dub.
gonna talk.
Hey,
I'm gonna talk.
hey.
Let's
A
talk
win is
about
a
these.
win.
Let's
Because
talk
a win
about
is
these.
a
Let's talk
win.
about these Niners and Rams real quick,
Oh, this
man.
nigga just want to go last. Huh?
I always
That's,
go last. I always go
man,
last. I always let y'all
that's
talk first.
perfect. That's perfectly fine. You know, I got some good and bad. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the bad. Not bad, but not. It was bad, but not too bad. I did see a formula that I think some teams are going to adopt, and now they've got to have the personnel to be able to do it, and that's just kind of almost some dink and dunk, take as much short yardage as you can get, and that's going to be the best way to try to move the ball against us because you're going to have time to be in the pocket and throw anything deep. So, like, I can't remember the dude's name, Pacoa, like, Buddy was catching everything within 5 yards. Yeah, yeah, Buddy was catching everything within 5 yards. Uh, so I did see that. Obviously, you got to have. I mean, Stafford played a decent game as well. However, all of that and one, we still put up 30, and Purdy probably had the worst game that he's had as a Niners QB. He definitely had some overthrows. Like we could have easily had 2 to 3 more touchdowns in that game just based off of some of his overthrows, which is something I don't expect him to do in every game. And like he's had some times where he's thrown bad balls, but not overthrows like that. So like we still put up 30 in that scenario. Also, I don't care what Sean McVay says. He knew the spread. Absolutely no reason for him to kick that field goal. I'm so glad that I didn't bet the under. I was talking to somebody at this time too, because I'm like, yo, anybody who took the over at that point is pissed because you kicked a meaningless field goal.
The over under was affected by that field goal.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. Because I do know that they were like 7 point underdogs, which that's crazy anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, that 10 took them to 7. I didn't know the over under was affected by that as well.
It depends. So there's some money lines depending on when you bet that
Oh,
were
okay.
affected by that field goal.
Okay.
But ain't
Wow.
no way he ain't know the spread. Ain't no way that somebody from Vegas hit that boy up like, hey man, why don't you go ahead and kick this field goal real quick? We about to
He
lose
got a
some money.
text.
Crazy. I've
He
never
got a
seen
text on the sideline.
He got hit up by the B Dubs people.
Said,
Like,
"Go
look,
for it."
we gonna need you to kick this field goal because it absolutely made no sense to kick a field goal with 4 seconds left. You weren't gonna have time to get an onside kick and score.
Yeah.
So it was completely pointless.
Yeah.
But look, we still look good. Again, I've seen a formula, but you know, it wasn't enough for me to be like, yo, I'm worried that I do think that we're deserving of our rank, and I don't know if I would say it 100%. I mean, it would definitely 1 or 2. If you
Mm-hmm.
put if for anybody who put Dallas above us because they dominated defensively, I ain't gonna argue too much with you, but I don't like Dallas, so fuck you. Sorry.
Well, I mean, your offense is ranked 7th right now. Your defense is ranked 12th. You're 16th in passing and 3rd in rushing. So, I mean,
Hey,
that
look,
looks like a San Francisco team right now. I mean, 2 games in. So, um, yeah, man.
Oh, one
Go
more
ahead. Go
thing
ahead.
before we move on to the Colts. I just want to point out a couple things when I talk about like the Bengals front office and things of the such. Okay, so our first rounder, he's not playing. All right, we got
Okay.
one of the leading receivers from the NCAA last year. He did run back a punt return for a TD on Sunday, which was impressive. He's not getting any offensive snaps. The running back that we got out of Illinois, he's not getting any offensive snaps. How is your offense struggling and the two guys that you drafted to help the offense aren't getting any play. Your defense is struggling. Your defense isn't getting any pressure. You drafted a defensive tackle with your first round pick, and he's not seeing the light of day. Come on, man. Moving right along.
Okay, all right.
I got
It's
nothing to
nuts.
combat that, bro.
Me neither, man. Like I said, I just yeah, yeah, man. All
Let's
right,
talk
man.
about
On to
these
the Colts,
Colts, though,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, good game. Like I think we got a quarterback. Um, I think Shane Steichen's effect on him is working. I like the scheme. I think we really need Jonathan Taylor. Like Zach Moss is suitable for now, but even that game, last game, I don't think that's enough. Hence to he Richardson ran for 2 touchdowns. Like I think those are if we got JT in the backfield, those are hand off to him. Um, one was designed, of course, but nonetheless, I like where we're going. Our defense is playing well, which we pretty much got the same defense coordinator from last year. They kept them on. Like I said, the biggest struggle is just pushing the ball down the field a little bit more. But I think as they get more comfortable in the system, we'll see it open up some more. We do got the Ravens this week. So this ain't the week to push it down the field. So, but Anthony Richardson is still in concussion protocol. He ain't practiced this week at all.
Man,
So
it's tough.
hopefully he's ready. But if not, I like Gardner Minshew. Like
He
he was
looked
almost.
good.
That's what I'm saying. He was almost a starter. He was 171 and a touchdown. Uh, what more can you ask for? Like I think if we get up on Baltimore, maybe a score or two, and we can run it and we can just manage the game, then yeah. But if we get down, I get afraid of what risk Richardson may take, not only with throwing the ball downfield, but maybe with his own body to try to prove a point or try to get us back in the game. But if we can just stay on this wave, I think we may be able to compete for the South, man.
Yeah, because Jacksonville, I mean, they ain't blowing the socks off nobody. So
Mm-mm.
man, anything's possible, bro. For real. Hey, I'm rooting for y'all Saturday. Y'all got to handle business. Or Sunday, y'all got to handle business. We
I
need.
mean, in Tennessee, it's quietly 2-0.
Yeah,
No,
I
Tennessee
know.
looks good,
Yeah,
man. I'm
for
not gonna lie
sure.
to you.
They
Tennessee
quietly
They
looks
damn
doing
near
it.
been
good.
impressive, and I mean they've had two decent wins too. Well, the first one was
No,
against
they 1-1. No. Because they
No,
play
they
Baltimore.
lost.
They
They
lost
they
to
lost the
lost
first
to
Baltimore.
the
week,
Saints,
They
right?
one and
Yeah, they
one.
lost to the
But
Saints.
but their games,
but it was
they've been
close.
playing. Yeah, it was close, and they've been playing really, really good.
Yeah,
So,
that Chargers is. I mean, I might have to defund the Chargers, bro.
bro, I told you, I'm off of that train. Told you I was
It's
talking to my bro. I
crazy.
tell him everybody's still on this Charger train. I am
What
off
do they
this Charger
need?
train.
Like, what is it that they're missing?
They need. It's not.
Jesus.
You have the talent. It
The
is
talent
something.
is oozing. Pause.
It has to be the coaching staff. It has to be the scheme. It
Gotta
has to be
be.
something else. Which Staley is from what's your college tree? Uh McVay. So like
Yeah.
you would think that if nothing else, the offense would be humming. And nothing is humming right now. They cannot win a
Well,
game.
I mean,
And
they're
no, take that
scoring.
back. They've outscored their opponent. They're the
Yeah, they're
only
Yeah.
team
scoring. They're
to
just
be
not
to
defending.
outscore to have more points than their opponents and lose and be 0-2. They're the
Yeah.
only team ever. So they're outscoring the teams and you're still losing. I don't get it. Like
How's
I'm
that
done
possible?
with them. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with the
Yeah.
Chargers. So I wouldn't. I look if the favorable matchup there, if they're going against like the Texans or somebody that I think they should beat, they will get my vote. But not no, bro. I'm not on that train.
They're
I'm not on
not
the
running
Herbert
for
train.
president.
Nope.
Get my vote.
I'm off.
I was
Y'all can have
definitely
it.
the conductor of that train, bro. Because I don't know. Shit, I would swap rosters with them in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? You see
Like,
that offense? That offense is
yeah, bro.
loaded, and
You
the
know what I mean?
I'm a,
You
defense
got
is not
Khalil
bad
Mack, you
either.
got Joey Bosa, is J.C. Jackson back,
Yes.
Derwin James. Like, what's the issue, bro?
You have a a top tier player almost at every
Every
level
level.
in defense
Yep.
and at every level on offense.
Yep. And then you figure Khalil Mack can come down to the line and rush. So you got Khalil Mack on one side, Joey Bosa on the other side. What are y'all doing? I don't know.
I'm like after the Jaguars after that game, that showed me who they was. I'm like, okay, this is the
Yeah,
Chargers
that was
until something
ridiculous. Yeah.
changes. Until something
But
changes,
wasn't they missing like Keenan Allen or something in that game?
bruh. That
I
don't
think he
matter,
got hurt, but he always
bruh.
gets hurt.
Mm,
Bruh, you bro,
yeah,
you
you
let
still
somebody
see
come
it,
back down 30, bro.
bro. If
Damn
they
near.
could have done
They
anything
damn near
that
ran off 30
game.
straight on y'all
Yeah,
in a
that's crazy.
playoff game. The
Playoff.
Jaguars.
After throwing four
Oh,
interceptions and a half.
Come on, bro. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. Until they need to win 2 playoff games for me to even talk about them in any positive light. I need 2 playoff wins. Like, cause bro, it's
they still never got the roster to do it. I don't know what it's gonna
bro,
take to
that's what I'm saying. Like,
put it together.
something has to change there, and I don't know what it is. Like, Staley should be on the hottest hot seat. The hottest. He's the hottest seat in the NFL.
But he's not, so
Yeah,
So,
he
bro,
was
yeah,
one of us.
short leash
right,
there.
right, exactly.
How many of us been fired after 1 year?
Come
Like,
on, man.
so
All right, so just a couple top stories from going into week 3. Josh Allen and DeAndre Swift is players of the week. Like I said earlier, Anthony Richardson still is in concussion protocol. Hopefully, we get him back. But probably one of the biggest stories, Kareem Hunt signed with the Browns, man. 1 year,
crucial,
$4 million.
crucial.
I think that's good. He knows the
Hey,
offense. He's been there. He's familiar with it. Ain't somebody you got to get up to speed. And he was very productive as, as sharing the workload. So as a number one, he was great in Kansas City. I think you can plug him in and kind of keep that run first train in Cleveland going. What do y'all think about the Kareem Hunt signing?
perfect signing. I mean, teams that want to win do good shit. Like, and clearly Cleveland is all in, and they're making moves. Like, that's an awesome signing. I mean, if I'm Kareem Hunt, I'm probably flipping a few people off as I walk back into the building because y'all left me to die for real, for real. And now,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, times get hard and y'all call me back. But I mean, it is what it is. Neither here nor there. He's gonna go in. He's gonna be productive, like straight up. And I
Yeah.
like their backup, Jerome Ford. I'm not sure who they're going to start and who's going to be backup, but Jerome
I
Ford
think
looked
Ford's
nice.
gonna start.
Everybody can find a diamond in the rough, but the Bengals. We're the only
My,
team that can't just find that. Like, when is the last time a Bengals player has achieved above what you thought that they were going to do or what you thought they were capable of? I don't
Jeff
think it's
Blake.
Who?
what's that?
I
Who'd you
said
say?
Jeff Blake.
Man,
Wasn't it
Oh
Steve
no.
Blake?
we
Oh
gonna
no,
figure
Steve
Steve
it out.
Blake
Blake.
was
Was it
Like,
Steve
basketball.
Blake or Jeff
Steve
Blake?
Blake.
I don't
No,
know.
that was basketball. Steve
Oh,
Blake was
okay.
basketball.
Okay.
That was my
Man,
bad.
Yeah, Steve Blake was white also.
He was very white, super white.
Played for Maryland. He was actually pretty good, man, when they won that
Yeah,
championship in Maryland.
yeah.
that's crazy.
You
Yeah.
remember that, man? It was
I did.
impressive.
And Juan Dixon, and they had all them cats. I remember that. That was a
Meanwhile,
historic
niggas
run.
out here, they Mr. Irrelevant pick is out here cutting
Going
up.
crazy.
I'm just
Going
like,
crazy.
bro, we can't even pick a first rounder that can get on the field, bro. Like, that's terrible.
But
Outside of outside
again,
of outside of the obvious two picks of Jamar Chase and Burrow,
Burrow.
I give him credit for T Higgins because he was a second rounder, so that was decent. I fucks with that. But outside of that, bro, we've never made a right draft pick as long as I've been alive.
but that's
Like, we've
also
never
that's
picked
that
right.
also like you gotta invest in the front office.
I mean, that goes back to us picking Keely Smith over Donovan McNabb. Like, it goes back like
Yeah, that
decades.
did happen. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
so
man.
even Peter Warwick was a crazy beast in college. Got to us and was just like, meh.
All right, well, I guess, man, with that being said, I guess we might as well jump into the pick'ems. Got the records here. Um
Damn, I'm last. The fuck?
You were first for the
uh
most surprising part.
Oh no,
yeah.
I'm last.
Yeah. Well,
Justin's last.
yeah, Justin's last.
Woohoo!
It's been stupid. It's been close, man. It's been close. So, like, I was going through it, and I was like, okay. It's just a couple games that we kind of differed on. That got us to that point. To this point. So, most of the time it's just really us picking our own favorite teams, or
Nah, I don't be doing that shit. I definitely picked the Ravens this week for sure. Run the tape.
you picking them over the
I ain't gonna
Colts.
lie to you.
Okay.
I'm picking them.
No. I was saying I picked them over.
Oh,
us.
the week. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, last week is what I should have said. Yeah, but I mean, realistically, I probably would pick them over the Colts too again. But That's no slight. Like I
No, that's
just
not.
hope
No,
people
not
don't
at all.
take my opinions as slight. Like, 'cause I care too much about sports to be out here trying to slight a grown man over an opinion. Like that's crazy. I got way better things to do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right, so let's start with Thursday night game. So hey, Giants and San Fran. I think
San Fran by like 9
Hey.
touchdowns.
you so
I was-
petty.
I was-
You don't think? Look, the Giants.
I was
Look,
not
the
ready for you
Giants
to
came
say
back. They
9
came back
touchdowns.
against. They came back against Arizona. Granted,
They came
Arizona
back
is
against
not.
Arizona,
They're
fam.
not.
That
They're
team
not
is
San
weak.
Francisco, but I do think they're gonna play tough. I don't think they're gonna win, but
Arizona
I do
front
think
office was like, "Hey, yo, we supposed to suck," and they said, "Oh, my bad, my bad."
that of course, I'm gonna pick Indy over the Ravens. Titans and Browns. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
But I gotta pick the Browns because I can't pick the Titans.
You do.
Okay, so that's you.
I'm
Like
gonna-
you be like, bro,
yeah. He
you
be
21
picking for
and
I'm
the-
gonna do what's best for my division.
and that's
so you're
exactly
not
why
gonna
he gonna be
call
last.
who
by the
you
end of the
actually
season.
think is gonna win.
No.
No,
Okay, well then what are we doing? Like,
that's just for me though. Like
we'll
you
pick the teams based off the colors or something. Like our wives.
look,
Or
as
shit.
far as the
Like,
Colts, look, I'm gonna
Who got the best
What are you-
mascot?
look. These are things that are guaranteed. I'm gonna pick the Colts every week, and then I'm gonna pick every team in our division to lose
that's
every
not
week.
fun though, Vernon.
But well, you do what's fun for you, and I'll do what's fun for
So even
me.
if you win, I can't even respect it because you guessed. Like you're
I'm
not
not
even
guessing. I'm making the decision
Okay,
based on
all right.
my fandom.
We
You look,
locked in, bro. We rolling. We rolling.
geez,
fair.
you make a pick based how you want
I'm
to pick.
halfway through the list at this point.
Look, Falcons and Lions, man. Who you got? Who y'all got?
Lions.
I'm taking
Lions.
the Lions. That's
Desmond Ritter got to get his shit together. I fuck with him because he
Okay,
he,
here's a good game. Saints and Green Bay.
That's not a good game.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Okay. The Saints are 2-0 and the Packers are 1-1.
You give a fuck about that shit.
But the Packers are clearly a better team.
The game is ass.
Okay. All right.
Game is ass.
I'm picking the Saints because they always tend to beat Green Bay for some
Where
reason.
is this game at?
Oh shoot! I hit enter. I did not mean to hit enter on that.
Good job, guy.
Shut up. Remove.
Trash.
It's at Green Bay. Does that make it different?
I was
Come
gonna
on
pick
now,
New Orleans if
since
it
you
was
talking about how
in-
people pick.
If it was in New Orleans, I was gonna pick New Orleans, but
Oh,
it's too cold for Lambeau to. I mean, it's not cold enough for Lambeau to make a difference. That game is ass. I can't believe you said that was a good game. That shit's terrible.
All right, watch, and it's gonna be a good game. You're like, oh, Vernon, it was better
Yeah,
than what I thought it was
right?
gonna be.
It's usually the niggas that just be out here just saying stuff be right. Like clearly you're 21-11 and you're picking against like this nigga. So tell me this. So if the Texans were playing the 49ers, you're picking the Texans.
No, I'm picking the division to lose.
Okay, so
Because I want the Colts to. It's for what's the best interest of the Colts.
He wants
I'm
the
gonna
Colts
pick
to
the
win the
Colts
division.
because I'm a fan of the Colts. But like,
is
the
that
Texans,
really what you think is gonna happen though?
No.
I don't care.
Okay, all right,
No,
all
it's not.
right.
Okay, so prime
I'll
example.
answer that.
Look, right now, look, Texans and Jaguars play. So now I'm looking at the records. That comes down to records. The Jaguars are 1-1, the Texans are 0-2. I'm not going to pick the Jaguars because I don't want them to have a good record or a record that possibly could be better than the Colts. So I'm going to pick the Texans because that will make them 1-2. And if the Colts win, that'll make them 2-1, which will be tied with the Jaguars.
I get that, but is that what you think is gonna happen? Is it what you want to happen or what you think is gonna happen?
It's what I want to happen.
I'm interpreting it as what I think is gonna happen. Like,
Okay. Look,
That's
man.
what he wants to happen.
Exactly.
okay,
That's
crazy.
that's his.
I mean, all right, cool. Right on, Isaac, for picking the Bengals. Good thing somebody has some faith, more faith than
I got you, man. I got you, brother.
So,
Broncos and Dolphins.
give Dolphins. They're gonna beat the shit out of them. I'm always wrong though. Sorry, Dolphins fans.
Okay, here you go.
Hey.
Chargers and Vikings. These are two teams you said, oh, look at pretty
Now I
good.
like that game. I like that game.
You like that game? They're both 0-2.
But they're better
Bro.
teams, bro. The Saints is 2-0 means nothing, bro. They're not good. Like they squeak past the Titans at home and they beat the lowly
But
ass.
these two teams are good. We
Good
just talk
team.
about how much of a failure the Chargers is,
Oh
and the Vikings are
God,
going
bro.
backward.
I'm still taking the Chargers over half the league, bro. What are we talking about
Well,
here?
who you? I
I
want to hear
also
who you
picked the
pick.
Chargers.
You picked the
I picked the Chargers.
I'm picking
I picked,
Minnesota.
I picked the Chargers
I'm off
because
of
it's
it.
the Vikings. Like,
I'm
Right.
gonna pick.
I
I'm gonna pick
agree.
the Chargers too. I'm rolling. Lock
Okay,
me
cool.
in.
All right, Patriots and Jets.
Patriots.
I guess
Exactly.
Patriots. Like
Look, Patriots
Who
has
offense
beat
is
the
going to be
Jets.
worse?
The Patriots beat the Jets like 15 times in a row, bro.
Jets'
I don't see that
offense is definitely gonna be worse for sure.
I'm gonna take the Jets because I just think
Because you like the colors.
Yeah,
I think
because
something. I don't like the Patriots, so
he likes paper planes.
okay, cool. Anyway,
You like the way that
Bills-
green be hitting.
Bills and Commanders.
Oh,
I
Bills.
took the
Oh,
Bills.
this is one you have to think about. Isn't one team just clearly better?
No, I wasn't thinking about that one. The Bills is probably gonna beat the shit out of the Commanders. What are you talking about? I'm just tired.
I'm not sold on the Bills. I'm not sold on the Bills
That wasn't
anymore.
me thinking.
I thought that was you thinking. I'm like, are you thinking
Nah,
about this?
that's me fucking tired. That's what that was. But nah, I think the Bills gonna win big.
yeah,
They probably
I
win like
Bills.
by the same margin that they won this week.
What about Seattle and Carolina?
Seattle.
Seattle.
Carolina looks bad, man.
They
And that's
really
another thing that be pissing me off, man. Why are these teams not make so okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go. I want. We was ready. I was gearing up for this.
The
I
thing
also
that be
wanted to
tripping
hear.
me out so bad is how these teams draft these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks, but you don't improve the roster. So you spend your first overall pick on a guy who's coming out of college, and you don't improve the roster. Like where is you're not even paying anybody. So like if anybody has noticed, the key to it is winning while your quarterback is on his
Contract.
rookie contract. Exactly.
Unless you're Kansas City, then you
Exactly.
just pay everybody.
So you
or
have
San
money-
Francisco, and
you
just
have
pay
money
everybody.
to spend. Like you have money to spend. Put a team around this guy. Like there's no reason why you should draft. You shouldn't be allowed to draft a quarterback number one and not deeply improve your roster. Where's the money going? Who are you spending the money on? I don't understand it. Like I
Wait
don't
for people to develop.
Hey, you leave us out.
I mean,
Our people restructure over here.
I'm just saying.
So,
I'm just
That's
talking.
crazy, man.
we got bread at death row, baby.
Put some people around these quarterbacks, man. I'm sick of seeing these quarterbacks that kill it in college and come in to these sorry ass teams, these sorry ass front offices, and they can't put a formidable team around them. And then they watch them crash and burn, and then it's just like, oh, what happened to him? Like the team is ass, bro. Like that's what happened to him. Like his team is ass, and
Well, they didn't get that number one pick by being good.
By being good, I get that, man.
And then you had to trade away one of your best assets to get the number one pick.
Jesus, like improve your roster, bro.
Cowboys and Cardinals. I think we all Dallas on that. Bears and Chiefs. Chiefs.
Yeah, bro.
About 9.
Steelers and Raiders. That's gonna be a tough. And that's Sunday night.
Shitter ball. I'm gonna take the Steelers because of that defense. Well, their defense ain't even really snap. Well, they got a couple turnovers, so let's go Steelers on that one.
They just can't move the ball.
They're trash.
Yeah, but the Raiders are.
They both in the same boat, really. Gosh, I guess I'll take Pitt.
I'm gonna fuck around and pick all home teams this week because it's looking ugly.
Eagles and Bucks.
Eagles.
You said that like it was a.
I just said it like, well, they both. Well, Bucks is a surprise.
His fire game radar is trash right now. Eagles and Bucks. Like
I just said Eagles and Bucks. They both been playing good. Like, what do we like?
Oh my god,
Eagles, bro! I got the Eagles, man. I called it. Actually, my pick's already in, so I
seen that.
I'm doing them as
Rams and Bengals.
Man.
I picked Bengals. I picked the Bengals, man.
I'm gonna go big. Well, we don't even know if Joe Burrow's playing. I'll tell you what though, with our lack of front office, if Joe Burrow don't play, we might not score. I'm just gonna keep it a being with you. So do with that as you must.
But you're going Bengals though.
I really don't know. If Joe Burrow don't play, we're gonna lose for sure. We might lose with him, but without him, we might not score.
Well, we don't know that right now.
So we have to see what's up with that. But if he doesn't play, we might not get a first down.
right. Well, I'm gonna take the Rams.
Yeah, that's probably a safe
I'm
pick.
just saying just
Talk to
because
me.
like they like I don't know like they playing better than expected like everywhere like so.
And then
And
we
the
struggle against
The Bengals
we
ain't
struggle against
really
gunslingers too. Like, and
yeah.
I think Matthew Stafford at this point in his career, he don't give a fuck. He got his ring, he got his stats. Matt Stafford might quietly go to the Hall of Fame. Like,
He should be.
yeah, because I mean, he always really had the
I think
stats.
he's
And he
top
got the
10,
ring.
probably almost top 10 in almost every passing
Matt
category.
Stafford, yeah. So like at this point, I don't
Touchdowns,
even think he
yards.
could, as he
I think
shouldn't.
he's top 10.
Like he probably has what maybe three more years left.
Maybe.
Like maybe give or take.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives a. And we really struggle against people that don't got shit to lose. You remember me saying last year how bad we played against backup quarterbacks? I feel like Matthew Stafford kind of got that same kind of vibe. Like there ain't no pressure.
He a
They really-
backup starter.
he's probably gonna cut up. So yeah,
And like I said, I just think I don't know. Nobody, we don't know. Like, I mean, you're a Bengals fan and you don't even know what's really going on with the Bengals right now. So
man, bro,
if you
I know
can't
it ain't going up.
pinpoint it, you know exactly, then like there's a bigger problem there that we just don't know about right now.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah.
that's why I'm picking the Rams until I see the Bengals of old. Like, I just it's
They
hard.
coming though. I can't
But they
honestly say
always
that I
come
don't
on
think.
late. They do. They do come
Yeah,
on
I
late.
can't say that I don't think that I still think we're gonna make the playoffs. I still think we're gonna make a season out of this season.
Yeah.
But like I'm always a in the moment type of guy, and like right now we suck. Do I think we're gonna
Like
end the season like this?
last
No.
year they started off 0-2. So
Yeah, I
Oh, 2
mean,
years
like
ago.
I think
yeah,
Burrow's
so
like 1-7 through the first 2 weeks of his career.
yeah,
Like he's
so
only
like
won
this
one
isn't
game.
exactly like this isn't like how they've been playing is not the definition of
Yeah, I don't
losing
think
at
this is
all.
gonna
So
end like this because I mean, if it ended like this, he's gonna probably throw for 1,200 yards the whole season. So like that, we all know that that's not gonna happen. But
yeah,
right now, they are struggling for
I
sure.
think maybe next week is the week they start turning around, or this week we'll see a glimpse of what
Hopefully,
they'll
because I
start
mean,
turning the
last
table.
week, the second half of that game last week didn't look too bad, but the
Yeah,
defense just was. And then we only had 7 possessions the whole game, so it wasn't like we had 10, 12 possessions. We had 7 possessions. We scored on what 4 of them.
yeah.
Like, I
But
mean,
see,
so
that's playing the Ravens though. Like you're not gonna get a ton of possessions because they run the ball so
right,
efficiently.
but also the Ravens have a traditionally good defense. Like I said, we got
Yeah,
sacked once, I believe, twice maybe. So it was some good things, but just overall, like they got to come better than that.
I agree. I agree. So, all right. Well, the picks are in. We'll get Justin picks. I'm sure he'll drop them in the chat at some point. We can
So he's
continue
still
on.
he's still on the show.
Here y'all go.
That's
Yeah, man.
Hey, bro, we
I'm gonna
can't
try
cut
to.
this.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to. I don't know, man. We're gonna figure something out, man. Maybe we get a sub. Maybe I'll find somebody to sub in, man.
Hey,
I
a
told
sub
you,
is
Cam Akers. Hey,
crazy.
what
Cam
what
Akers,
Crossroads?
here y'all
A
go.
They up
sub
for
is
trade?
nuts. That's
Crossroads got anybody to trade?
a sub.
Who you want? Who you want, Brandon or Jonathan?
Can we do a 2-for-1?
Brandon or I
Oh,
forgot the other guy.
that's
I
crazy.
said 2-for-1. Nah, man.
Nah, man, I'm talking shit.
Yeah. Nah, man.
A
I'm
2-for-1
with
is
you.
nuts. Like that's crazy.
All right. I mean, hey, man, closing arguments.
Um,
Anything?
nah,
I mean,
man.
we're right at
Nah.
an hour and 2 minutes, man. Y'all, we killed it, man. Maybe
Yeah, I
not
think we
having
got a lot-
Justin
we got
isn't
people
a.
lot.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just joking.
That's crazy
He
too.
gonna
Extra
be joking
comment.
till he get back. That's what happens when you go missing.
Man, we just start taking shots. We love you, Justin.
I was on the other side of it. I seen it, so I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've taken shots at you when you've not been here too. So, I guess, man, that's it. This has been Epic Podcast, man. We see y'all next week. Oh, wait a minute, before we end, we be on Roku TV next week. Check us out on Roku TV.
Hello.
Black
Hey.
Podcast Network. We will be on there next week. Check us out, man. If y'all don't catch it live, it will be streaming throughout the days, throughout the weeks on the Black Podcast Network. So check us there on Wednesday, man. Holla.